Pete, and today I'm going to be going over everything rhinestones. And yes, I know it's hard to believe that there's this much that can go into using rhinestones, but you'd actually be really surprised. There's many different ways to work with rhinestones, and today I'm going to break it down for you. Let's just start out with regular rhinestones. They are flat on the back, they have a little bit of metal, and you need to use some glue to adhere these to any kind of surface. So here I've got some adhesive. This is called Super Tight. This is actually great for working with cardboard and paper, but it does not work great on tumblers or metal. So you want to check out my glue guide. There's a bonus PDF that you can check out that has all of the glues. I've tested everything on metal, fabric, canvas, you name it. I've tried it and I know which ones work best. Now, you might see some people using these little needle nose squeeze bottles to adhere rhinestones to a surface. Personally, I don't love working with these, but you can try it. I find that they get clogged, I find that they're hard to fill, and my hands get tired. I prefer to just use a toothpick. So this might be an unusual method, but this is what works best for me, and you should definitely try out different methods and see which one works best for you. You'll want to get a rhinestone tray, or many. I like to put a different color in each tray. The magic of these trays is that when you shake the tray, most of the rhinestones flip to the way that you want them to flip. You're also going to want to get either a wax pen or pencil. I will tell you my preference and the differences, but you can try out both and see which one works best for you. The first one is a wax pen. One side is metal and the other side has a wax tip, which can be unscrewed. Here's the thing with the wax pen. I find that the wax dries out and gets really brittle over time and stops working, so you have to keep reordering these. This middle part, which is very pretty, is really just decorative, and the little metal part is used for moving things around, and you can use a toothpick or any kind of other tool to do that. So personally, don't think these are necessary. They're a little bit more expensive, and I just don't think it's the best solution. I prefer using a wax pencil. You can sharpen these with any standard pencil sharpener. You could break them in half and have one for each person if there's more than one of you bedazzling. So my preference, wax pencil, but you try out each one and see which one works best for you. So those are standard rhinestones, and we'll get more in depth into how to use these later, but I want to show you a different kind of rhinestone now. These are called hot fix rhinestones. Hot fix rhinestones come with a little film of glue on the back of the metal. That means you need heat in order to use these. So you'll either need to use a hot fix rhinestone tool, which this gets hot on one side and you have to hand place each rhinestone, or you'll need a heat press. So something to think about when you're using these. I think that the hot fix rhinestones work best when you're making clothing or tote bags, but if you're individually placing rhinestones on something, it's going to take you a really long time to heat up each one for 10 seconds and then go on to the next one. So my vote is just to use the glue, old-fashioned, and glue them on. The last kind of rhinestone that I have here today are the kind that come with prongs on the back. These are great for leather or purses, and you'll need some tools in order to adhere these to your belts or purses or whatever it is that you're wanting to make. These take a little bit of time to use, but they do look really nice because they have this little bezel around it. So you can try those. If you're working obviously with a tumbler or something that's not porous, you won't be able to use these. So you can see why we need so many different kinds of rhinestones, because it depends on what kind of project you're making. So for today, I'm going to start off by showing you how to actually make a rhinestone heat transfer using your Cricut. So let's head to the first video where I'll show you how to set it up on your Cricut, and then I will also show you how to make the transfer and add the rhinestones.